Parking on the street here downtown only costs $1 an hour. Hundreds gathered outside here to see former President Donald Trump speak at his rally. Here at this home in Kaukauna, a tree nearly came through the window. And I spoke with people who are trying to make this stretch of roadway look more like this. The city's Common Council approves plans to put more than 40 new homes in this now wooded area behind me, extending this gravel dead-end road off what neighbors say is an already busy street. The polls have been busy today. I'm live here now at Richard Cranium's, where they're keeping those game day traditions going. Nina, I actually learned about a football camp that happens here every year with students from West Appear and Sybil Hop, a school for kids with disabilities. It is the sounds, sights, and tastes of the summer here in Green Bay. Cheers. We wouldn't be in Wisconsin if we didn't sample some local cheese, right? If you're anything like me, when you first found out that the NFL draft was coming to Green Bay, your first thought was, where are all these people going to park? In Swamico, Perry Apostolakos, NBC 26. I know. All right. There you go. The Shawano Community High School athletic director pleads not guilty to a disorderly conduct citation after a physical altercation with a student during a night of toilet papering last fall. Court records show Shawano High School athletic director Joel Wondra has been charged with disorderly conduct. And in a separate case, high school senior Dakota Moses Jr. has been charged with trespassing. They've both pleaded not guilty. It all goes back to one night during homecoming week last October, when the sheriff's office says Dakota and other students toilet papered Wondra's home. Dakota says it's a tradition he's participated in for years.
We would get like a lot of teachers and administrators. This was my first, they've done Wondra's house before, but this never happened.
Dakota says after toilet papering, someone went to ring the doorbell and Wondra came outside.
And I'm trying to run and he grabs me from behind.
Dakota says he fell and hit his head on a trailer hitch before running away. When the bleeding from his head didn't stop, he says he went to the hospital. Dakota's mother, Adriana Moses, says her son was assaulted and they want Wondra removed from the district.
You do not get the right to put your hands on other people's children and hurt them.
Records show Wondra called 911 after the kids ran off, and that because the students were wearing ski masks, he didn't know who they were or what they were doing.
I wasn't sure if it was like ding dong ditch or...
In his statement to investigators, Wondra said he grabbed someone to figure out what he was doing there, and that person became aggressive. Wondra's attorney, Scott Swid, says Dakota was trespassing and damaged Wondra's property, and Wondra denies any allegations of assault. When you step into Tina Salnick's home, it's evident children lived here. She says the bodies of her grandchildren, 5-year-old Charlotte and 3-year-old Joshua, were found in the water Monday, their life jackets tied together.
Every day she had to have new things in her hair.
They disappeared Saturday while boating with their father, Billy Salnick, in the Bay of Green Bay. Billy is still missing.
He was so proud of his sailboat.
Yes.
And he loved to take him out sailing.
I spoke with Tina, Billy's mother, and other family members in an exclusive interview.
He loved them kids more than life itself.
Yeah.
It's just he couldn't get enough of the kids.
I also spoke with Billy's friend, John Paul, who says he was the last person to see Billy and the kids. John says he took his jet ski and met Billy on the water Saturday to visit Green Island. There, John says they had lunch and left within an hour, Billy heading toward Oconto. John shared these text messages to Billy, asking if he made it home. Billy never responded, and his sailboat, the My Lady Blue, was later found capsized.
I feel he's never coming out of the water.
The death of a young boy in Green Lake over the summer has a ripple effect at the State House in Madison. I'm Perry Apostolakos, and I spoke with the family of Emmett Zudrow after lawmakers announced they are drafting a bill to try and help prevent the tragedy they experienced from happening again. On her first birthday since the death of her son, 12-year-old Emmett Zudrow, after he was run over by an 85-year-old driver while riding his bike in June, Angela Zudrow tells me she received a message which feels like a kind of gift.
It's nice to know that Emmett's making a difference.
In an email she shared with me, the office of State Representative Alex Dahlman says he is working with Representative Dave Maxey and Senator Rachel Cabral Guevara to introduce a bill which could change how older drivers renew their licenses. something the Zudros have been asking for since Emmett's death.
I think it's tragic that this had to happen for any change to come, but if we can make change happen, I'll be very grateful.
In a statement, Representative Dahlman of Marquezan wrote, "My heart goes out to the Zudro family and the loss of their son, Emmett, and we should do what we can to help prevent future tragedies such as this." The State Department of Transportation says senior drivers are more likely to follow speed limits and other traffic laws.
They have a lifetime of driving experience. Most of them.
Jim Flaherty from AARP Wisconsin says every senior driver is different, and the decision to put down the keys should come from a person's family or their doctor.
We're not denying the fact that with age comes impairment. We're saying that it is a case-by-case basis.
Green Lake Police did not say the age of the driver, Jean Woley, had anything to do with Emmett's death, and police records shared with us show she received 3 citations. There were no criminal charges filed in the case, and records don't show Woley's license being taken away or suspended. This plant on School Place has been packaging pickles since Abraham Lincoln was in office. And I suited up to get an inside look at how it gets done. Owned by Oak Brook, Illinois-based company Treehouse Foods, they package Canadian pickle brand Bix.
So it's in English and French Canadian.
Right here in Green Bay. In March, Canada placed a 25% tariff on some goods from the U.S., including pickles. Now, some Canadian stores can't afford or don't want to stock Bix pickles.
Bix pickles, our sales are down 24% over the last year or so.
So the Green Bay plant is running less production lines, and that means less man hours for employees. If this trend continues, what realistically could happen here?
We're always concerned about reduced volume because that could result in layoffs or reduced headcount.
The plant employs about 400 people in the summer and about 200 in the winter. Regardless of what happens with Bix, Treehouse says they plan to bring more production lines to the Green Bay plant for buckets of pickles sold to restaurants. So the place could end up busier. World War II veteran Bernie Miller has lived his whole life right here in Wabeno. In a matter of weeks, he will throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee Brewers game the day before he turns 100 years old.
I'm going to be 100 years old. I never thought I'd ever get there.
Bernard Miller has lived in Wabeno since he was born in 1925, except for when he served in the Navy during World War II. Why did you decide to enlist in the Navy?
I just felt it was my duty.
After coming home, Bernie went back to high school to get his diploma, where he met his wife of 75 years, Violet, in class.
I spied her about 5-6 rows down, and I thought, that's the one I'm going to marry.
Now they have 6 grown children, 13 grandkids, and 17 great-grandchildren.
We're surrounded with goodness.
Absolutely.
And it's thanks to his granddaughter that Bernie will be throwing out the first pitch at a Milwaukee Brewers game next month as an early birthday present. How did you feel when you first heard that this was going to happen?
I couldn't believe it.
But he won't be out there alone.
Yeah, this is Gavin. This is the one I'll be throwing. He's the one I'll be throwing the pitch to, and there's Gavin.
That's right. Bernie's great-grandson, Gavin, will be catching the first pitch, continuing his nearly 100-year-old tradition of putting family first. Good evening, I'm Perry Apostolakos. There's a lot to get to on this Friday, and our neighborhood reporters are spread out across northeast Wisconsin, from Door County to Oshkosh. We begin with that deadly Catholic school shooting in Minneapolis that left 2 dead and 17 others injured. The 2 who died were just 8 and 10 years old. Welcome back, I'm Perry Apostolakos. A handful of Wisconsin lawmakers want to make the monarch butterfly the state's official butterfly. Now, I don't know about you folks watching at home, but I can't believe the so-called end of summer is upon us. You're waking up with us before the sun is up this morning, and if there's one thing I'm a sucker for, it's a sunrise, and we've got a live look at it now. I'm excited to be here after taking a long weekend off myself to have my wisdom teeth removed, so if I seem a little less wise, you can blame my oral surgeon. Yeah, who's feeling blue on a Friday?
It's a beautiful day.
But you could be feeling a little blue because it is going to be a little chillier than what we've seen the past couple days today.
Yeah,